Hello, friends, and welcome to the Community Lab podcast. My name is Rachel, and I'm your host. Okay, everyone, I am so excited. This week, we are kicking off a three-part series on building the ultimate member experience. I have to tell you, the member experience is sort of my jam. I am a recovering event planner. I worked in corporate event planning and wedding planning for over a decade. And crafting and nurturing that experience is really what made me so successful. Knowing that even when there were hiccups, as long as I had built a really strong foundation and a really great bond with my clients and now within my community, I knew that I could weather any storm and I could build a thriving, successful business. So, what we're going to do is this first week, we're going to dive into all things engagement and engagement strategies. I'm going to talk to you about what they are. I'm going to give you some really great examples and send you home with some homework. Next week, we are going to chat all about creating engaging content. This week, we're going to talk about strategy and big ideas. And next week, we're going to talk about content and implementing those strategies. And then the very last week, we are going to dip our toes into digital body language. And I know I've dropped that term a couple of times already on the podcast, but I'm going to really deep dive into it. We're going to talk about creating a feedback loop and what to do with that feedback. Over the course of the next 3 weeks, we're going to give you a really great foundation and building a strong member experience within your online community. Without further ado, let's jump into week 1. Engagement strategies really are the key to any thriving online community. It's where the real working community building happens. If the culture of your community was its heart, then engagement strategies are the beat that keeps it lively and dynamic. They transform your online space into a must visit destination in the digital realm. Let's begin by talking about what the essence of engagement really is. And I'm going to give you a really amazing example of a client of mine from, oh my gosh, like 10, 15 years ago now. So, social media is really at the forefront in marketing at this time. People are really dipping their toes into social media marketing. And I had a client that was a veterinarian, and we were looking for a fun and robust way to build his network. So we wanted to build his Facebook presence. This is before the days of Instagram, really. And we really wanted to create some fun engagement because in the veterinarian world, so much of it is my pet is sick, my pet needs something done. There's sort of a negative connotation around going to the vet, as well as the doctor. I mean, it's just sort of how our culture is. But we wanted to create something fun because inherently pets are fun. We have a small dog and we have a cat and we love them. They're like our family members. And for a lot of people, a lot of families, that's the case. So we wanted to take some of that really fun energy that surrounds how cute and lovable pets are and bring it into the veterinarian practice. We came up with a really great contest. It was coming up on Halloween, and we decided to do a Halloween pet contest. The main component of this contest was that the pet owner took a picture of their pet, they put it up onto our page on social media, and people voted. And so then the pet owners were constantly asking people to come to our page and vote. And then there's the reactions of how cute my pet is. And look at this pet. Oh my gosh, I can't get over how adorable this pet is. So on and so forth. You can imagine the sheer amount of volume of engagement that came off of this one marketing campaign was astronomical. It also brought back that feeling of cute and happy and lovable and what pets do in our lives, right? So it took away some of that ick factor that the vet or the doctor's office can feel like. It gave you this different aspect and it took you away from the negative and really pulled the positive attributes. Now, this pet contest went on for 10 plus more years. I don't know, they might still do it today. But the pet contest is just one example of how you can create really amazing engagement within your community that ramps them up, that gets people excited, that gets people in every day interacting with your content. And so, what you have to do with an online community is come up with ways to create buzz similar to that within your community. Now, for some people, they'll never engage with that type of interaction. So you can't just pigeonhole yourself into one type of engagement either. It's really a bespoke approach. You have to find balance. You have to find balance in the fun, vibrant, engaging type activities like a pet costume contest and the less engaging, lower activity type of engagement, such as an interactive poll that you put out asking for what's the top songs of the year. Just recently, my daughter, she's 15, going on 16, came rolling in the door after school and said, Mom, what's your Spotify rap for the year? And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. What is my Spotify rap? She gets out my phone and pulls it up. And I thought, this is the most brilliant marketing campaign I've ever seen. There's very little invested in for Spotify. They're simply just repurposing analytics that they're already gathering on their users in a really fun, engaging way that makes users want to share that content. Of course, I was excited I was in the top 1% listeners of Ed Sheeran. I should be. I love him. I saw him in concert this summer. I want to be in the top 1%. I was disappointed I wasn't in the top 0.5. Didn't even know that was an option until I found out later. Nonetheless, when you look at something like Spotify Wrapped for the year, talk about a really cool way to engage your community. It engages your community in so many different ways. One, activity within their app, and two, constant activity on social media channels of people sharing their wraps, engaging with others. Talk about an epic marketing campaign. Nonetheless, the way you create engagement in your community is key to who your community is. It also helps build the culture for your community. Now, we're going to have people join our communities that aren't necessarily a good match. And I say that in air quotes. Good match doesn't necessarily mean they won't have takeaways from your community or be a valued member. It just means that maybe the culture that you're building doesn't match theirs. If you have someone who is super high energy and, like my daughter, rolling in the house hot with, what's your Spotify rap for the year, mom? And your community is introverted knitting, those two might not be good marriage for one another. But does it mean that the super extroverted person doesn't like to knit and might not get a lot of great content out of your community? Again, it's a bespoke approach, and offering different types of engagement opportunities will really help you foster a sense of belonging. And that's what we're aiming for with the member experience. We're trying to build a sense of belonging, a place where you're seen, you're heard, and you can benefit from being a member. Engagement is not just about keeping members busy. It's about fostering that sense of belonging. When members feel valued and involved, they're more likely to contribute and stay active. Now, there's other ways that you can help members feel engaged in your community. One is celebrating individual milestones. For instance, if you have a mastermind that you're hosting in your member community and then someone hits a milestone first, acknowledge them. Shoot it from the rooftops. It makes people feel good and it makes others try harder. Showcase their blog posts, art, or any other form of contribution. This not only encourages the individual, but also sets a precedent for others to actively participate. Now, while engagement is key, like I mentioned before, balance is essential. Overwhelming members with too many activities or too frequent notifications can lead to burnout or disinterest. Moderation is crucial. It's not quantity, it's quality. And I want you to remember that. It's all about creating a really great experience overall. Again, I go back to the campaign we did in the veterinarian clinic for the Halloween pet costume contest. High engagement, a lot of energy, a lot of notifications. Of course, it would be ideal to continue that level of engagement even after. But you can burn your community out by, say, offering an ugly sweater contest for your pet in December. That can dilute the engagement. So, choosing specific metrics, times of year, and having a true strategy behind your engagement will allow your community to not get overwhelmed with you, not tune you out. Having a massive campaign once a quarter, fantastic. Continuing to give the content frequently in between, perfection. Balance is the key. Setting up a schedule or a calendar of events and activities is my number one recommendation. We have an amazing product over on the website if you want help with setting up a calendar, if you want a Google Sheets template, it's all there. Hop over, check her out. It is well worth the $19. But you don't have to go that far. You can do something as simple as paper and pen. You can make your own Google Sheet, but actually spend some time and put together a true engagement calendar. Plan out what activities you're going to support and promote in your community. I like to do mine by a quarter, so that way I'm always a quarter ahead and I know where I'm at, right? That's just how my brain works, sometimes even further out. What's really nice is once you start to have years of data under your belt, you could go back, you could review what worked, what didn't work, and make tweaks. I have a client that we've been in the online community space for many years with in various forms. We do have a circle community. We've been in there well over a year now. And it's been really interesting the transition, what's worked in the transition, what hasn't worked in the transition, and what new items we're able to offer these members. I'm able to now go back and say, well, last December we did this and this worked really, really well. Or, you know what? It was crickets this week. Wonder why that was. Was it because it was Christmas week or was it because the content I chose to put out? It's really important to document the engagement strategies you're using. Okay, friends, we're going to take a brief break and hear about one of my favorite community building tools. I'm sure you've already heard me mention a time or two how much I love Circle for building my online community. If you're a fellow podcast host or digital creator looking to elevate your online community, look no further because Circle is endgame. It revolutionizes the way you connect and engage with your audience. Circle offers an intuitive platform that brings together your content, conversations, and community all in one place. It's your one-stop shop for building a vibrant, interactive community that's uniquely yours. Whether you're a podcast host, course creator, or coach, Circle empowers you to create a space that's as dynamic and engaging as your content. Customized to your heart's content, from private spaces to integrative live streams, making your community both exclusive and inclusive. Transform your audience into a thriving community with Circle. Watch your engagement soar, your relationships deepen, and your brand grow. It's more than a platform. It's a community builder's dream. So, are you ready to bring your community together? Visit circle.so or the link in the show notes and start your free trial today. Welcome back, friends. Okay, now we're going to talk about the power of a weekly or monthly challenge. People love a good challenge, and incorporating this into your community can be a game changer. Weekly challenges are an exciting way to keep your members engaged and connected with others. You could do something like implementing a theme. This is the method that we've decided to institute in the Community Lab. We actually have it set up as two different tiers. So we have our overall theme for the month, And our free community has access to be able to complete a whole lot of the tasks and gather points up each week. But if you're in our inner circle, our paid community, you have additional opportunities to score more points. The more points you score, the higher you are in the leaderboard, and the more likely you are to win prizes. We give away mainly digital prizes in the community, but as well as member tags and acknowledgement. These are all really great ways to build additional types of engagement. For instance, if your community is a haven for photography enthusiasts, imagine the buzz created by a weekly photo contest. Themes like urban landscape or capturing motion can inspire creativity and passion. These challenges should encourage members to post their entries, which can then be voted on by others or, in the method we're instituting, earn points. It's not just about winning, it's about sharing perspectives, discussing techniques, and appreciating each other's art. Now, variations for different communities is also important. The beauty of a weekly challenge is that it can be tailored to any community's theme. For a fitness community, a weekly workout challenge can be integrated. For culinary enthusiasts, a weekly recipe challenge can spice things up. The key is to align these challenges with the interests and passions of your members. Goes right back to that bespoke experience. Everyone has a story to tell, and in a community, every story is valuable. A member spotlight feature is an incredible way to acknowledge and celebrate individual members. There are a lot of different ways to showcase these stories. A written blog post, a video interview, or even a live Q&A session can make for engaging content, making members feel truly seen and valued. The impact of member stories, I think, is probably the most crucial portion of this type of engagement. Sharing these stories serves multiple purposes. It helps members get to know each other, builds a sense of community, and can be incredibly inspiring. I love the idea of when you highlight a member, you can see this is where they started and this is where they've gotten. In our roadmap, we have member spotlights on the roadmap, but not in the first 2 quarters of the year because we're a growing community and we want members to come in, find deep value in our member experience, in our engagement strategies, in our content, in all of the things and grow from it. And we want to highlight the growth. So we aren't coming out the gate with member spotlights because it's premature to, and it might be premature in your community as well. So keep this in mind that not all strategies have to happen immediately. Goes back to quality over quantity. When a member sees their peers achieving goals, contributing uniquely, or overcoming challenges, it motivates them to engage and contribute more actively. Hence, wanting to get that next spotlight. In today's digital age, virtual events are a powerful tool for community engagement as well. These events can range from educational to social, each serving to deepen the connection within the community. So we've got the tried and true, the webinars and the workshops, right? Hosting webinars or workshops with industry experts can be immensely beneficial. It provides members with valuable learning opportunities and insight from thought leaders. Or on the flip side, casual social gatherings, informal virtual events like coffee hangouts or book club meetings offer a relaxed environment for members to interact. Such events can foster friendship and informal mentorships within the community. The real time aspect of these events is crucial. It allows members to ask questions, share thoughts, and engage in discussions on the spot. This level of interaction can be incredibly enriching and is often what members value most in an online community. While weekly challenges, member spotlights, and virtual events are key strategies, they are part of the broader engagement ecosystem. This ecosystem should be diverse, dynamic, and continuously evolving to keep the community vibrant and engaging. If we take a step back now and we look at the broad engagement strategy of your community, it really boils down to three main components. The first is creating a balanced calendar. Having a well planned calendar that balances different types of engagement activities is vital. This helps to maintain a rhythm that is exciting, yet not overwhelming. The calendar should include a mix of educational, social, and interactive elements to cater to the varied interests of your members. And make sure whatever you put on that calendar, you're going to do really well. Don't come up with a brilliant idea and then flop it because you're in a hurry to get it out. Do a really good job the first time, and your members will be okay with waiting longer for something epic. Number two, continuous feedback and adaptation. And we're going to do an entire episode on this and on the digital body language of community members. Engagement strategy should never be set in stone. Regular feedback for your community members is essential. What are they enjoying? What do they want more of? This feedback should be used to adapt and refine your strategies continually. And celebrating community achievement. Don't forget to celebrate the milestones and achievements of the community as a whole. Your community has now got 1,000 members. Celebrate the crap of that. You don't just want to celebrate the members, but you want to celebrate the broad community. Whether it's reaching a member number, the anniversary of your community, or the success of a community project, celebrating these moments builds a sense of collective pride and accomplishment. Crafting a thriving online community can be daunting. I get it. Mastering engagement strategies is all about understanding your community and creatively leveraging various tools to keep the heartbeat of the community strong and steady. It's a blend of celebrating individually, fostering collective experiences, and continuously innovating to keep the community fresh and exciting. Remember, at the core of every successful online community is a sense of belonging and connection. Through thoughtful, tailored engagement strategies, your community can grow, not just in numbers, but in depth, diversity, and vitality. Keep the beat of your community lively and watch as it transforms into a must visit destination in the digital realm. Okay, friends, I will see you next week where we're going to talk all about cultivating engaging content. We're going to talk about different types of content. I'm going to teach you some tricks to cultivate content that works, that doesn't break the budget, and I can't wait to see you there. Take care. Bye.